although the current political leadership we have in our country is not the kind of leadership I would personally ascribe to, but if you were to ask me which leader would I suggest for the position of being the next president, I think Panyaza Lesufi has it for me compared to Paul Mashatile. Coming up. Let's first listen to what Panyaza Lesufi had to say about the DA pertaining the issue that is currently unfolding. Check this out.
This is the document that the DA gave us on the day I was elected the Premier. This document, the DA said, we are going to vote for the ANC on condition you agree to this document. And I want to read this document because it is this document that led to where we are today. And the document says, the composition of the Gauteng Executive Council, the Premier will come from the ANC, and the allocation of MECs is as follows. 7 MECs will be allocated to the ANC and other parties, and 3 MECs will be allocated to the DA. The composition of the legislature, the Speaker will come from the ANC, the Deputy Speaker will come from the DA, the Chair of Chairs will come from the DA, the Deputy Chair of Chairs will come from the ANC. That the principle of allocation of chairperson is based on an oversight model, where when a party occupies an MEC position, the same party shall not occupy the chair of the portfolio. This is the document the DA gave us, saying they are requesting for 3 portfolio positions. And that's what our SG say. We've offered that. The snag is that we said we've started on this document. Let's continue. Because this is the document that led to the election of the Premier, Speaker, and Deputy Speaker. Let's go and elect the remaining positions. Then the DA came a day later, said they're withdrawing this document. They're withdrawing this document, and they want us to start afresh. So when they withdrew the document, we were already at an advanced stage of consulting with other political parties. And when they came back later, maybe I've heard the story that we gave them 1, we gave them 2, when they came back later, we indicated that your withdrawal meant that we need to engage other political parties. We engaged all other political parties. We really believe we can reconfigure this to be the way it is. And that's where the dispute came.
I think Lesufi here brought everything into perspective. That DA document just destroyed DA in as far as this issue is concerned, because it was confusing. DA was saying this and Lesufi was saying another. But now this speech here, what Lesufi said here, it just brought everything to light. I truly like his political acumen. For me, that was very impressive. Now you can see who is lying and who is not.
Mm-hmm. When exactly did you take the decision that you were now pulling out? Because yesterday at your press briefing, you were still open to have those negotiations.
We didn't pull out. The ANC went along unilaterally. That is the whole point.
All right.
We said yesterday the offer they made to us was unacceptable. It was contrary to the statement of intent that we signed on the 14th of June. It was contrary to the will of the voters in Gauteng, and it would hold the DA hostage in a massive majority ANC government, which they had not earned via the ballot box. Mm-hmm. And we could not accept that. That we had not walked out, that we were awaiting a much fairer offer.
All right. So just to get clarity, pardon me for interjecting there, is this now a similar scenario to that which Solom Simanga spoke of, that when we heard that the Premier was going to announce a cabinet, you were, like the rest of South Africa, people that found out when it was about to be announced. Are you saying that this is what has happened yet again, that when they announced now, you were not aware that you are now being left out?
Well, the ANC does things unilaterally the whole time, and that is the problem. They haven't come to terms with the fact that they lost an election and that not everything is done on their terms, and they don't boss everybody around as if they got a clear majority. They did not. We have partners, and we are almost equal partners.
Of course, we are not neglecting the fact that he's still ANC. I mean, he's still ANC leader. You know, you'll never trust ANC leader. I mean, with all the corruption stigma that has really dented and messed up their image, you'll never trust ANC leaders. But if you were to ask me a better devil, to choose a better devil in the ANC, I think Lesufi is my man. Lesufi can be a better president. And if you wonder, why am I saying that? Why am I voting for Lesufi? I mean, the guy, one of the reasons I have that comes in my mind right now, the guy has achieved an impressive records, impressive academic result for Gauteng province, year after year, as an MEC of education. I mean, that cannot be denied. All right, that's one of the reasons. And consider again that education department is not an easy portfolio at all. Number two, Lesufi has accumulated enough administrative experience in different portfolios. I mean, the guy's political track record is enough to put him in good stead to run for presidency. And number three, I think it's an obvious one. Lesufi, he's still young. The guy is still young. I think he's in his 54, 55. He's in mid-50s, somewhere there, compared to other presidents who have been in the office before. So the guy can still run his full terms as a president.
I have the honor to present the following men and women to be part of the Executive Council of the 7th Administration in Gauteng. The modernization of government and the need to embrace innovation and technology will be the hallmark of this administration. It is within this context that we've assigned MEC Bonginkosi Dlamini from the IFP to lead this modernization through the Department of eGov. To steer the finances of our province and to accelerate economic growth of our province, we are appointing MEC Lebogang Maile to lead our treasury as well as the Department of Economic Development. Our skills development program and the desire to educate our children will be led by MEC Matume Chilwan. We are also adding a new responsibility to this portfolio of education by adding the Department of Sports, Arts, Culture, and Recreation. Our e-health program to modernize our health facilities and promote good living lifestyles, and to ensure that our hospitals meet the standard, if not better standards, of private hospitals, and to use technology and innovation not only to improve our hospitals, clinics, and our medical facilities, but to ensure that our hospitals are ready for the implementation of NHI. We want to be the first province to move with speed in the implementation of NHI, and I'm proud to announce MEC Nomantu Nkomoralo Huku as the head of this department. Our roads and transport portfolio will be led by MEC Gidiboni Diale-Tlabela, who's assigned the major task to accelerate the speed train between Limpopo and Gauteng. She's also assigned the task of modernizing our roads and launching our infrastructure development program in our province using the necessary transport modes to connect strategic areas of our province. We are of the view that an area like Rustenburg might be in northwest, but is growing towards Gauteng, and you must connect the transport mode. We are further convinced an area like Sosselbeck that might be in the Free State, but it might grow towards Gauteng. We are also interested to harness the economic potential of Harrismith which is 3 hours to KZN, 3 hours to Free State, Bloemfontein, and 3 hours to Gauteng. Take into consideration the new e-commerce and cargo business. We have the strong view that Harrismith is a strategic area that must be linked with Gauteng through all forms of transport mode. And that is why this task is assigned to MEC Kidiboni, Diale Tlabel. But we want to improve our townships. We want to improve our informal settlements. We further want to improve our hostels. But we can't leave our central business district so dirty and so bad the way they are. It always pains us that Johannesburg CBD is no longer the Johannesburg CBD that we want. We want to enter into strategic partnership with the Johannesburg municipality and other municipalities that have strategic CBDs in their areas. Our CBDs can't survive through cash loans and cell phone repairs. We want these CBDs to be vibrant again and to be repositioned to be the centers of our economic activities and to present job opportunities to our people and ensure that they represent who we are as South Africans. And this mandate is given to MEC Tasneem Motara as the new head of human settlement in our province. Our agenda to protect the weak, the poor, and vulnerable members of our society will now be led from the office of the Premier. The fight against crime is going to the center of this government. We are migrating this responsibility to the office of the Premier so that we can lead and champion the fight against crime, corruption, and lawlessness. We can't surrender our province to criminals. We can't be scared of our own shadows and convert our own houses to be prisons because criminals are doing as they wish. We strongly believe the utilization of creative ways of technology, innovation, and the increase of personnel to fight crime in our province must be a priority. If there is one priority for the 7th administration and the government of Gauteng in the next 5 years, it's our relentless efforts to confront and fight crime head-on. And that's why this responsibility has been brought to the office of the Premier. There is an urgent need for food security and fighting urban hunger and the establishment of a state farm so that we can be in a position to consolidate the work that we're doing in this sector. It gives me great pleasure to invite Ms. Vuyiswa Ramogopa from RISE Mzansi to join the 7th administration as the MEC responsible for agriculture and rural development. There's an urgent need for us to improve our infrastructure, and there's also an urgent need for us to coordinate the work that we're doing with local government. Our view is very simple. If we can't get the necessary systems within local government, the infrastructure development and the new infrastructures that we want to introduce in our province will be meaningless. There will be delays in local government. There will further be delays at strategic areas where we need to introduce new infrastructure. So the MEC that will be responsible for infrastructure development and COCTA will be MEC Jacob Mamabolo, so that this task can be attended to and be concluded. We also feel that there is an urgent need for us to protect the weak, the poor, and the vulnerable. That our relationship with non-government organizations is a very important relationship that unfortunately there were serious missteps. We need to rectify this. Our NGOs are doing work on behalf of government and they must be treated with respect. They are not doing us a favor. We also need to duplicate the work that they do and ensure that we run a seamless institution that does not give them headaches and troubles. It's within this context that I want to wholeheartedly apologize to this sector for the pain and the misery that they're going through. I've taken a decision to appoint MEC Faith Mazibugo to be the MEC that will be responsible for social development so that she can repair this relationship and provide shelter to the homeless and also provide support to those that are poor and vulnerable in our society. With the pending environmental challenges in unlocking economic opportunities and the reality of climate change, we felt that the Department of Environment must be a standalone department so that we can clean Gauteng. Our province is dirty. Our cities are dirty. And this can't be left on an ad hoc basis. Where municipalities are failing to clean our communities, we want to take that responsibility as provincial government to clean our cities and to clean our communities. It's within this context that we have appointed MEC Sheila Mary Peters from the Patriotic Alliance to lead this important task of establishing this new department. We are quite convinced we will be in a position to build a better Gauteng, we will be in a position to be proud of a new Gauteng, a Gauteng that will fight crime, a Gauteng that will fight corruption, and a Gauteng that will fight lawlessness. We are here to serve, and we are here to ensure that Gauteng is competitive. To these new leaders, I want to wholeheartedly welcome you and congratulate you on your new responsibilities. Thank you so much.
There we have it, South Africa. What do you think? I think for me, what stands out is the agenda of connecting other provinces with Gauteng. That is impressive for me. Imagine what's that going to do for Gauteng economy. That is very impressive for me. What is even more impressive for me was the appointment of the lady, was it Vuyiswa Ramohopa. Wow, that was very impressive for me. I like the lady very much. The lady from Rise Mzansi, something like that. Oh, that's my favorite lady there. I like the fact that she's a lady and she's young, and boy, she's on fire. She's on fire. So what do you think? Do you think Panyaza can really run for presidency in the future? Let me hear your comment below, and don't forget to subscribe.